Dear children, here I am going to explain to you about the verbs. Let us learn about main verbs and helping verbs. Main verbs tell us about actions that someone does or did. These verbs define the meaning of the action. For example, Saurav lives near his school. His sister listens to a story at night. You see, here lives and listens are main verbs that tell about actions done by Saurav and his sister. Main verbs like am, is, are, was, and were express about the state or condition. For example, Suhas is a good actor. Charlie Chaplin was a famous comic actor. Same like that, main verbs like has, have, and had express about the position and to show who owns what. For example, my father has scooter. When I was a baby, I had a teddy bear. Use of main verbs am, is, are, was, and were. Whenever you use these main verbs am, is, are, was, and were, you should know the time and the tense. So am, is, are all used in present time. That means in simple present tense. Whenever you use I in present tense, you have to use am as a main verb. For example, I am a boy. And where you have to use is used in the places of a singular noun like he, she, it. He is, she is, it is. And are is used in the plural numbers, in the plural nouns. They are, we are, you are, they are. These are used in present time. And in past time, we use in the past tense was. So this was is used with I, he, she, it, and nouns in the singular forms. Okay. I was in the school. He was playing. She was absent yesterday. It was not well. So this was is used in past time or past tense. And where is used in the plural numbers. So they are you were, we were, and they were. So it is very simple. In present time, we use am, is, are with I first person singular, he, she, it in the third person singular, are with third person plural, we, you, and they. Same thing, I was, he was, she was, it all used in past times with the singular nouns, don't forget. And where is used with third person plural. So where is always used in plural nouns. We use main verbs like have, has, and had in times and tenses. Where do we use them? We use has in the present time with he, she, it, and in the singular nouns. For example, he has a ball, she has a toy, it has horns. And have is used with I, we, you in present time. and with the plural numbers, because I have is a first person singular, and it is also used with the third person plural we have, you have. It is a second person plural as well as second person singular you. You have a toy, you have a book. Okay, but had is used in past times. So when you use had in past times, you can use this had with all the singular and plural nouns. For example, I had, we had, you had, he had, she had, it had, they had. So in past tense, when you use had as a main verb, you can use with any noun. You can use with any noun this had in past times. Now I am going to explain you about the helping verbs. Sometimes am, is, are, was, were, will, shall, may and can become helping verbs to support a main verb which expresses about an action in present, past continuous tenses and in future tenses to give the meaning. Here am, is, are, was, were, will, shall, can, may. They express about the state or condition as a helping verb, whereas main verbs like reading and traveling speaks about the actions done. For example, I am reading a book. In this sentence you see I is a noun, am is a helping verb, reading becomes a main verb in a present continuous tense. See, we were playing football yesterday. So we is a noun, where here becomes as a helping verb and playing becomes a main verb in past continuous tense. You see the third example, they can write exams. They is a noun and can becomes a helping verb. Write is a main verb. You see here in the sentences always am, is, are, was, were, will, shall, can, may. They all become a helping verb because they show to us the state or a condition. But you see the other main verbs like reading, playing, write, they all indicate an action done. Therefore, in a sentence, we can have a helping verb as well as a main verb. Now we are going to learn about regular verbs and irregular verbs. What are the regular verbs? These regular verbs and irregular verbs are used only in past tense. Okay? In past tense, regular verbs which always end with d and ed. Such verbs are called as regular verbs. For example, in present time, love, and in past time, loud. It becomes loud with the help of D. So D is added here. Smile, smiled. You see ED. It ends with ED or D. Dance. And in past time it comes danced. Therefore, regular verbs will always end with D or ED. Whereas irregular verbs, they always found in past tense, but the past tense form of most verbs does not end in d or ed. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. In present time, come becomes came in past form, whereas you see here no d or ed is found, but the total spelling itself changes and gives a new meaning and spelling in past tense. See, come became came. Cost becomes Cast in past tense in the same manner. Do becomes did. Choose become chose. Therefore, regular verbs will always end with ed in past times. Irregular verbs will not end with d or ed. And sometimes, when the spelling of the past form does not change, the pronunciation still remains. For example, you see read in present form has the same spelling read, but when it comes to past tense it becomes read, read, read. I read a book in present tense, it becomes in past tense I read a book. So dear children, these are the forms of verbs that we use, mainly a main verb and a helping verb, as well as regular verbs and irregular verbs. These we use in our ordinary conversations, ordinary writing of any sentence or any essays. So kindly listen this and learn, and I wish you all the best for your exams. Thank you.